Hi, I'm Dylan Blue, and about 5 years ago, I quit smoking. Near the end of my addiction, I was smoking nearly 25 to 30 cigarettes a day. I was in the United States, and I discovered that a whole lot of other people were doing this weird thing called vaping. Um, I wasn't overly impressed with the amount of vapor that the little devices that they were using was putting out, and I did some research and I determined that there was some devices out there that put out a little bit more vapor, and I decided to try them. I've now been smoke free for about 5 years. This October will be 6 years for me. Um, Pretty proud to say that I don't need to smoke cigarettes anymore, and I have weaned myself down on nicotine strength. But the biggest contributing factor to my change was apple pie. Apple pie flavoring with about a 12 milligram nicotine strength was what did it for me. I know that vaping is not for everybody, and I know that personally I've seen a few people that have had slight allergic reactions to some of the ingredients in vaping, so it doesn't work for everybody. But it is 83% more effective than anything else on the market, including pills, gum, patch, all of those other things, hypnosis, all of those things. Um, my mother and father have both done hypnosis, went back to smoking. Um, I myself never spent much time with the nicotine patch. It made me sick. I had the most success before vaping with Champix, but some of the side effects were pretty scary. My family wasn't very happy with me because I was an angry person on Champix, and I ended up, going the full 9 weeks. It was really hard on the whole family, and I did quit smoking for, I think it was about 4 or 5 months. And as soon as I had the opportunity or something came up in life and I had the excuse, I went right back to smoking cigarettes. It only started with borrowing one, and within a couple of days, I had, got a pack, and then I was at the rig, and I got myself a carton, and I was back up to a pack and a half, pack a day usually. Stressful days, sometimes a pack and a half or 2 packs. As soon as I discovered vaping, um, within a couple of days, I had quit smoking. Um, I found it to be so effective that I told my friends and family about it, and many of them have quit. My father and my mother are both people that haven't spent enough time with it, or don't enjoy it as much as maybe they could, or maybe they don't have the determination to quit, because it does take a little bit of willpower and and a little bit of knowledge when it comes to vaping and stuff. It's kind of difficult. It's not as easy as pulling out a cigarette out of a package and lighting it up. If something happens to that cigarette, if it gets a drop of rain on it or something like that, it destroys the cigarette. You pull out another cigarette, and you light it up and you keep going. Vaping is a little bit more difficult than that. Um, I had the determination. I had the the drive to find an alternative, and vaping worked really well for me. But if it wasn't for, things like strawberry and apple pie and whatever it was, even minty flavors nowadays, I wouldn't have been able to quit smoking. So that's just food for thought. I know there's a lot of things going on in the media right now that are a little bit scary. Just know that all of the I've done a little bit of digging, and there's no 100% truth to anything. But from what I understand, the people that have been sick from vaping in the United States, they were vaping something that was not from a reputable store, and that's what's caused the issue. Um, know what you put into your body, and know yourself. Try it. If it harms you in any way, don't do it. Know that, when I first started vaping, it did make me cough a little bit, but after a few days that started to go away, and I started to feel better. And after a few months, I didn't have the shortness of breath and stuff. This video is against the law. I could probably get in trouble for this. I'm telling you my personal experience. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that you should vape. I'm not saying that vaping is good for you. But it was certainly a hell of a lot better for me than smoking cigarettes. I hope you got something from this video, and I hope that you share experiences like this too. And I hope that I don't get in trouble. For a disclaimer, don't vape, don't smoke, don't do anything. This is just something that I went through in my life. And I'm proud to say that I'm a non-smoker, but I still vape. I worked myself down from a 12 milligram down to a 3 milligram, and I can leave the house without having my vaporizer with me. I couldn't do that with cigarettes. You decide for yourself.